Good day, citizens and Helldivers of Super Earth, welcome back to our channel. Today, we've got an interesting one for you. We're diving into the latest updates for Helldivers 2, and let me tell you, there's a lot to unpack. Some of these updates are pure gold, while others, well, let's just say they've got us scratching our heads. There are many positive updates, and of course, it wouldn't be a proper update without a few curveballs thrown into the mix. Some changes have left us feeling a bit conflicted, to say the least. Whether it's controversial balance adjustments or unexpected UI changes, there's definitely been some mixed reactions among the community. Now, before you start sharpening your pitchforks, let's remember that change isn't always easy. While some updates may take some getting used to, others might just need a bit of fine-tuning to reach their full potential. After all, it's all part of the journey toward democracy. First off, let's talk about the biggest impacts to the gameplay. Flame Damage Update. An update that I am very excited about is that they lowered the burning damage by 15%. They also lowered the Hulk Scorcher direct flamethrower damage by 20%. So hopefully now if you are ever caught in a fire tornado or any kind of flame, you will have the time to use your stim and not die in excruciating burning pain. Enemy Patrol Update. Many of us have been trying to fight for freedom as solo players, jumping into high-level missions without any support and demolishing the opposition. The Enemy Patrol update would spawn more patrols when there are less players, making it almost impossible to finish the missions. Solo players at higher difficulty levels will notice the biggest change, while we will not see any change for the players playing in a quad. Another significant change is that you have to be patient when shooting armored enemies, as shots that ricochet from heavily armored enemies will now properly hit the Helldiver who fired them. How is your trigger discipline? Can you stay calm and shoot only when you see the weak spots? Stratagems Updates. They introduced a new stratagem support weapon, the RL-77 Airburst Rocket Launcher. This weapon will fire a rocket that will detonate as soon as it comes into proximity to any enemy, deploying a cluster of explosive bomblets. So if you are trying to use it for larger enemies, you will have to make sure they are in front of the horde you are aiming at. Also, make sure you are not close to any enemy when you fire this weapon, as the bomblets will kill you as well. Using a friend to help you reload the weapon goes fast, but if you try to solo this weapon, you will need to find a safe place before starting to reload as it takes a while to complete the animation. Enemies Updates. From the Bugs world, the Bile Spewer and Nursing Spewer's move speed were slightly reduced, although I didn't feel the difference when I was in a game. Those nasty bugs were catching up to me very quickly. The automatons got a few changes. The Devastator fire rate slightly increased, but this change only affects the standard Devastator. The gunships were a never-ending nightmare. The moment you destroy one, another will spawn. The developers listened and made a change. The gunship spawners now have a much lower cap on how many gunships they can have active at the same time. But also, their sideways movement was increased, so you better hit those shots if you want to take them down. Primary, secondary, and support weapons updates. There are many updates made here, but let's talk about the weapons that most of us are using. Not sure how I feel about this one, but the LAS-99 Quasar cannon has been updated, so now the recharge time takes an additional 5 seconds. I don't think this weapon needed a change, but it is what it is. The BR-14 Adjudicator now has full auto as the default fire mode. The recoil has been lowered and will have more magazines available from 6 to 8. The LAS-98 laser cannon will cause more damage but will have reduced damage versus large volume bodies, so choose your enemies wisely. There are many more slide updates, so I have added them in the description of the video. Thanks for joining us on this journey. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to stay updated on all things. Until next time, say hello to democracy.